So now let us come fundamentally to semi-urban and rural India. Now, we must understand 60% of India lives in semi-urban and rural India.
Correct.
We also must understand that politically it is a very important force.
Constituency.
And now it has become clear that if you don't take care of this constituency, you are not going to get re-elected. Which means that you have to bring the modernization to semi-urban and rural India, which happened in Gujarat and actually changed the face of Gujarat. Fundamentally, if you bring road, electricity, water to the interior of the country, 90% of your problems are solved. Because you change the viability, you connect it with the rest of the country. So, affluence will come in increasing amounts to this part of the world. This is also the most under-penetrated market as far as most services are concerned, other than FMCG. But if you see financial services, that is largely limited to money lenders and some finance companies. Even finance companies have not gone that much into the interior.
They are more semi-organized.
Semi-organized. And the only area where the organized finance, by which I mean banks are there, is in agricultural lending, because that is a mandate, right? So now here is a virgin market, which is probably the largest virgin market in the world. Now coming to your second question, that everybody sees this, why have they not gone in there? The issues there are threefold. One is that you do not have a concentrated market. Like if in Bombay, people are moving around like ants here. So your customer base is widely dispersed. So you have to cover a much larger geography, and you will not get the concentration and consequently the cost benefits. The second part is that the type of products that they need are the type of products that are comparatively smaller value. उसको क्या चाहिए? उसको मोटरसाइकिल चाहिए, उसको टीवी चाहिए, उसको थोड़ा लोन अगेंस्ट ज्वेलरी चाहिए, उसको स्मॉल शॉपकीपर को शॉप के लिए लोन चाहिए. इवन योर डोमेस्टिक हेल्प व्हेन यू वांट्स टू रिटायर, व्हाट डज ही से? मैं घर जाके बनिया का दुकान खोलेगा. So the unit size of what you will lend is also limited. Similarly, the amount of money that they will put in the savings and fixed deposits is also lower. Correct? So what this does is, market is there, but it is a high cost to reach and a high cost to service. Right? And most people who have gone about it initially, like people who went for two-wheeler financing, had a high NPA. They burnt their fingers and they moved away from it. So we said, okay, we understand all these pitfalls, but here is a market that is a market for the future. It is a virgin market. It will also do good for the country. It will also help in our social objectives. Why don't we look at this and look at a business model which looks at a different form of selling, a different form of operations, a different form of collections, and a different form of technology. So what we said is, whereas in the urban areas, you have verticals, you have a car loan, somebody selling car loans, you have somebody selling two-wheelers, you have somebody selling loans against shares, you have somebody selling jewelry. We said from product-centric, let us move to customer-centric. So one fellow will sell everything, which will reduce your cost of sales. But to expect him to know everything, even I don't know all the products of the bank in the detail that you need to know it. And this fellow with his education of a BCom, because you have to hire from there, from the town, nobody is going to go there.
Correct.
So he will not have the full information available to him. So you have to give him the support. Similarly, you have to, in your operations, and when you say back-end support, this will mean that he should be able to log on to the net and get all the information, give him a preliminary offer from the bank, and then if he expresses interest, my man will go and
Close up the deal.
close up the deal. Okay. Now, then we come to the operating part. I can't open branches everywhere. I also cannot open 10 and 20 man branches, etc. So I have to get a low cost branch and follow a hub and spoke model. That from the branch I will cover a radius of 20 kilometers,
10 villages.
10 villages all around, and there will be 2 or 3 people in the branch. But once I am doing in a 20-kilometer radius, that branch, total population of the branch will become the same as opening in Prabhadevi. So I am in the Charaha area and then I am serving the fellows all around. Then we came to telecom. Is also now, I can't use post, because if I use post, then everything gets delayed. So I had to introduce scanning. So you scan, and then there is an operation hub which is one level behind my Charaha hub, where the branch is. Then for a whole lot of branches there is an operations hub where they scan and send the documents, and we process on the scanning, and the documents in the meantime will arrive. By the time we have finished the processing, will arrive to the hub. Then the issue is also collections. Collections also, we realize that these fellows actually are more honest than the well-developed town people, because they still have concerns about their reputation in the area that they live. So, soft collection is more than enough. Just to tell him, साहब आप लोन नहीं दिया, वापस, is enough. So, collections also we consolidated the collections across the products. Now, when we did all this, we first tested it in small geographies. Tested for whether we can actually service, we can sell, whether the cost is all right, whether collections will come through, what will be the delinquency. And for each product, we tested for 6 months each. So this is the program that has been going on for the last 4 to 5 years. You can't do this in a big bang. If you do this in a big bang, you will collapse. So today, almost 50% of our distribution is in semi-urban and rural India, but only about 16 to 17% of our sales is coming from there. But it will pick up. It's growing almost at the rate of 1.5 times our urban growth rate. See, we are also the largest in sustainable livelihood. We have not only gone here, we have gone right to the bottom, one level even below this, our sustainable livelihood initiative. Also in 5 years or 7 years will make money. Where we have gone to 3 million families of the poorest of the poor, where we have provided them financial education, literacy, loan, as well as market linkage. So what this requires then is that we need very good support. We need good analysis. Correct? When we look at this and we are moving to customer centric, then actually in the digital world, everything is customer centric. It cannot be product centric. When you are going to deal with somebody on the net, through whether you deal through the mobile or this thing, the digital world will force you to be customer centric anyway. So we brought this area also into customer centric, and that is where, when we were discussing, when you look at what has happened with the convergence of computing, media and technology, it has changed the way we work, play and live. The last part is social media. Now interaction of the youngsters is more than in the social media than the normal adda. His adda is virtual. Correct? It has eliminated the boundaries of geography. Except other than for cash, he doesn't really need to go to a physical bank. So it had eliminated the boundaries of geography for him, boundaries of geography for me, because with scanning I can process anywhere. I can have centralized processing. So boundaries of geography it has eliminated. It has become much cheaper to compute, because you don't need mainframes, you need smaller this thing, and now we are almost onto the cloud. Right? Thirdly, You got unbelievable amount of information available to you as a consumer, which is actionable information, which allows you to exercise choice. So the power has shifted to the consumer. Right? So when you see a combination of this, you also have to reconfigure your processing, your marketing, everything, even on the virtual world. And then if you do it in the virtual world, why should you do it in the physical world?
No, that is a point.
If you see this is effective, people are fundamentally moving to a customer-centric organization. So then what are the changes that we saw? The changes that we saw is, if you look, now big data. Big data is nothing that every time you interact in the digital world,
It's captured.
it's captured. You're providing information, people can analyze. So if I can use that big data to have analysis, I can reduce my customer segment to a customer segment of one. I will reduce my customer segment to Raghu's needs. But you have to then ensure that you are providing him the key things. Are you are providing him with convenience, you are providing him with ease of use, you are providing him with the best pricing, you are providing him with the best turnaround time, and superimposing on this is what was even there in the physical world: integrity, transparency and honesty. Now if you can get this together, you will also be a success there. I have to see how I will use the networks to make sure that the customer remains mine. Otherwise, all these new applications will take away my customer and only make me a processing platform. So what did we do? We set up a data warehouse, we set up analytics, we set up customer relationship management systems, we set up lead management systems, we set up an outbound automatic calling center with a dialer which substantially increases our ability to contact. We set up automated marketing. Now all this has been set up. I am now fine tuning it. So I have set up 95% of the base, but my marks in the exams are 40%. I have to take it to 80%. In that, if Raghu goes and has a meal on every Friday at the Chinese restaurant, then I will tell him, you go there and give my card, you get a 5% discount. And if you go for Chinese, please go 10 minutes further, there is even a better Chinese. That is the level that I will reach in the next 3 months with you. And now I have substantially altered, because when you deal with the net, you want instant answers. So you can apply to me for a loan. In 5 minutes, I will give you your eligibility. And within 2 hours of your giving me documents, I'll give you disbursement. So if we go back to the old thing, you saw that brand that we came up with, the most valuable brand in India. So I have the brand, I have the fastest turnaround time, I have the most complete product range in financial services. No, you do not, if you think financial services, you must think HDFC Bank. Original is, I have to meet my customer need.
Correct.
Abhi, you can sell yourself on 7 websites, I don't care a damn.
Correct.
If he wants travel and make my trip with the best travel, I will make my trip. If Jha comes to me with an equally good product, I'll put him also. You choose who you want. I am saying I am a one-stop financial services provider to you, hassle-free, with integrity. Will you be more comfortable dealing with me or Chajuran? I will also give you the wallet on any phone. It will allow you to do whatever you want. I'll load my credit card onto your phone. Then you can shop on my portal, you can shop elsewhere. So 60% of semi-urban and rural, and 60% of India is going to be digitally captured. So engagement, now we are also introducing chat, regular chat and video chat plus regular chat, so that if you want to communicate with me, plus it gives me more information. The moment Raghu starts chatting with me, I know what he wants. So I know how much salary you get, I know where you spend it, I know who your friends are, I know what your habits are. I have my data warehouse on which I can put analytics and then say, now what does Raghu want? So for instance, a successful executive moves from a Maruti to a Japanese car to a German car. We have analysis now which tells us that if you are the type who wants a German car, you will get a message from us saying which German car would you want a test drive. Financing is guaranteed to you in 24 hours. Actual delivery, approval in 15 minutes, and the dealer will also buy your dinner for you along with the test drive. How do you like that? I am your hassle-free financial supermarket. Anything financial, you must think HDFC Bank. So I am not saying rest of India is not growing, I am saying India is growing. I will participate in the growth in any case, even in the rest of India, because I have the largest product range. I have been forced to come out with the lowest cost to service my rural area. Because of that, I can do the fastest turnaround also. I have built a customer-centric organization with full backups. I can provide any information anywhere. I can provide any delivery that you want anywhere. I know I am adding your financial transactions, your card transactions and your psychographic transactions to have a customer segmentation of one, so that I don't send you a spam mail. I send you what is relevant. You buy an overseas ticket, I will send you my FX card. You are dealing with largely people who are in financial services.
I got it.
Have you talked to a marketing fellow about his understanding of finance? Have you talked to a factory worker? Have you talked to a fellow in a small town? वो डरता है ये सब करने में, गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, पैसा क्या जाएगा, सिक्योरिटी क्या हो जाएगा. So all will coexist, and as far as I am concerned, what I am providing is you choose how you want to deal. You want to deal on the mobile, you want to deal with the tablet, you want to deal on the PC, you want to come to the branch, you want to in the future deal on your TV. I don't care. You choose. My full product range will be available to you. I'm finding it. In fact, when I was in Silicon Valley, I met all these fellows. I met about 25, 30 of these software companies developing disruptive technologies only for financial services. And very interesting talk. I said, what are you trying to do? And none of them were trying to replace the fundamental platform of banking. They were just going to add on to that platform. I said, okay. And they got a little upset when I said, okay, why should I let you add on to the platform? Just because your US banks have allowed you to have a free ride. I told Apple, you come to India, I will have equal terms with you. You may be very big here, no? When you come to India, I got the market share.
Then it is different.
Then, now they have a situation there where they got a large market share and they developed something because the banks, frankly, and this is what they said, look, you are a different animal, you are a bank or what? But these are not the banks we are dealing with. I said, yeah, so do not take your understanding of a US bank to be what everybody else is doing. And I had an Australian with me and from Westpac, and he said the same thing, that the Australian banks and some of the Indian banks are different. No, don't underestimate the technology capability of Indian banks. We are right there at the top.